Hey guys, and welcome to, is this episode 4, I believe?
Episode 4, yep.
Episode 4, and today we're talking all about AI UGC. For those who aren't familiar with what UGC stands for, user-generated content. It is across the board probably one of the best forms of marketing that for whether you're an e-commerce brand, a SaaS brand, it's always been the thing, but now AI UGC, now we're in the day and age of AI, is just everything where now brands can get UGC without having to essentially build out the brand first. They can straight away get it, and like within minutes. It's pretty amazing, and so we're going to be talking a bit about that today. Have you been using AI UGC for you guys?
A little bit, probably not to the same extent that I imagine you would be, but it's kind of hard to not see it, if you know what I mean. Like,
Yep.
It's kind of like everywhere. And I know, like, even when we were talking about, say, with the podcast, we were talking about how can we get more kind of reach and, like using AI to create multiple clips and really, it's just, like you said, it's really just everywhere across everything at the moment. But obviously before we started recording, we were talking about where is AI and UGC, like how much of a new business or like any business is it actually being implemented, like all the different touch points right now. So I was thinking maybe like you said you're building a new brand and a new business right now. Where are you seeing AI UGC come in? Like where does it start? And, is it just part of the marketing of that business, or is it like, is it starting it from scratch? Like, are you putting that content on the site? Like where is it? Like I know it's massive, but
Like this new e-commerce brand that I'm building that's women's pajama brand. It's going to be like the first thing I'm doing for marketing.
Yeah, wow.
Right.
Okay.
Because it converts so high, and and it's like there's so many tools now that can do it. If I'm honest, I'm going to build one myself next year. I love them. But is that they're the reality is what you can do is, you can use a tool like ChatGPT, make a script, like, optimize the script in that, of course, upload it to like one of these tools, or you can even use like speech to speech and just talk, and it'll make and then you choose like an AI actor, and away you go. And it's like even crazy where, you can get them, like a lot of them, it's all of these tools, you have it holding your product, wearing your product.
Yeah.
So, like it's as close to real as you can get. And like, let's be honest, in the next year or something, they're only going to get better and better as emotions are now integrated into it more. And it's never going to get worse. It's only going to get better. And the reality is it's a fraction of the cost of what it would be to get. I still think that, like it's a funny thing. I think that I love AI UGC, but I can't also get past the idea of authenticity these days as well. Like, because anyone could use these and use it for
whatever they want.
Yeah, whatever they want. So there is that noise in the back of my mind, but you have to change with the times as well. Otherwise you're just going to sort of fall behind. So I'm seeing people using it for, especially Facebook, TikTok ads, and also their social media channels, where most social media channels, you think, especially like Ecommerce and all of that. Anyway, it's all UGC to some extent anyway. So if you can make all of that, but yeah, so that's where sort of I'm going. What's a funny thing though, is a bit of a side note. I'm going to be doing a lot of partnership ads. Have you seen that, like in Facebook?
Oh yeah, I have seen that. Yeah,
where you can connect to their Instagram. Get the post specific ID and run it as
an ad. Yeah,
that converts even better.
Yeah,
because that's real.
I was going to say that's genuine UGC. Yeah,
and I think that nothing will ever replace that, because, and it makes a lot of sense, right? AI UGC is fantastic and it converts really well. It's fast, gets things moving. But I think it's really important people know that you should always still be trying to get authentic UGC, because
Yeah.
nothing can replace that.
Yep.
Because like you think about, like, especially if you're running a partnership ad,
Yep.
you're not just getting UGC, you're getting the person's personal brand, right? Like that,
Yeah.
that they're if they've got 50,000 Instagram followers, they are a known and respected person in that space. AI UGC is just, you can't ever replicate that. So
Yeah.
I think running a mixture of both. Like, I love AI UGC, but I'm definitely going to be also doing that as well.
Yeah. So how do you find the right mix there?
Yeah.
Like, is the priority always genuine UGC?
I think it should be.
Yeah.
I plan to just use AI UGC as a starting point for
Yeah.
testing,
Yes,
validating an idea, but I'm always for that. At the end of the day, as your business grows, the best businesses at the end of the day are usually the ones where it's good business is good business at the end of the day.
It's like genuine. Like,
Yeah, genuine,
Yeah. Yeah. I understand.
And
Yeah.
I love the idea of AI UGC, where it saves so much time. And like we were saying before this, like with AI models and everything, I don't need to now
Go through that process of like finding someone, getting the product to
getting
them.
a camera, the lighting,
Yeah.
a setting.
Yeah.
I can just be like, as long, like at home, like I'm slowly building a bit of a studio where, like, sort of like we've got here, have like a white area where you could put like the pajamas on, or whatever the product is, or like, what a lot of people do, photo booths.
Yep. Photo booth.
And then you can do stuff like that. But, and it just saves a lot of time in the beginning. But I'll always say that I think that, long-term authenticity UGC is always going to prevail.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can't replace it.
So maybe it's kind of like, it's a really great starting process, like AI UGC. Really, like, great way to test. Like for you might be testing angles, like different products, like, and it's a great testing ground. And then maybe you find a certain, like, part of the brand resonates really well, or like, I don't know. I'm just like thinking out loud here. Let's say you've got 20 products in your catalog. Out of that, one or two does really well. And then okay, cool, let's get these to an actual person to create genuine UGC. Is that the kind of approach, do you think?
Because like I will, like, to me, I think that the best UGC, if you can work with influencers, and give them your product, and work on some collaboration, whatever that might look like, and then get real UGC. That's fantastic. And I think that, there's now, even like with a lot of these tools as well, but this is where that's going to create a lot of copyright issue, where you can actually use that video to then make AI UGC from that influencer. But I think where it's funny thing is, I'm seeing a lot of tools now that are designed to protect intellectual property as well, because that's the other thing with UGC.
Interesting. Yeah, right. Yep.
Because the sky's the limit, but there has to be some limit, doesn't there?
It does. Yeah. Yeah. That's cool. Like, maybe for people that haven't used the tools, like the UGC tools and the AI UGC, like, how good is it now? Like, I've seen some stuff and I was like, genuinely like, wow, that's pretty good. But I've only touched the surface. Like, I know I've only touched the surface.
Yeah.
Because I haven't paid for any tools. I haven't, created a model or any of that stuff. So, like, how good is it from your perspective?
Nearly indistinguishable from reality. Like, that's like, there's definitely points where you can tell, and that for sure, especially if you're in the space, you can probably do as like, let's say an end user consumer, let's say like, an average Joe Blow on Facebook that's just going through their reels and stuff. You have to think twice. It's not like, oh, this is obvious, it's you really have to think twice. There's a number of tools. For instance, there's Creatify, there's HeyGen, I can't remember some of the others, but there's quite a lot of them, and they're all now just there's new models like that are the foundations that these tools reference that are coming out like every week, and they're like, it's like they're 2 times better, and so it's profound, and so like, and the way that these actors and that are designed, because a lot of them, they actually get like a real setup, and they get
Yes. Yeah.
So they're not just using prompts to make an AI actor. They're getting a real person and then
Yeah.
actually turning that person into an AI avatar.
That's crazy. It's a bit like the AI voice tools where you
Yeah.
record like a paragraph of text and then that gives the tool enough reference points to
Yeah.
yeah.
Have you heard of 11 Labs?
Yes, I have.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is the voice AI.
It even
tool.
actually does AI music.
Oh, yeah, right.
Like
Okay.
literally
Yeah.
does. So,
Yeah.
it's crazy, but like with AI, back to, I guess, with the whole AI UGC, like I'm just seeing that that's what everyone is aiming for. And like, you can also then so easily now, there's so many tools where you can then turn images into AI UGC
I was
as well.
literally just about to say that. So the one I was looking at a couple of weeks ago had a really big focus on creating, like you upload images of the product.
Yep.
Let's say it's a hand cream, for example, and you can then say, hey, create a video of this with water splashing on the actual cream, and like I watched it and I was like, that's impressive. Like it looked like I could tell it was AI because again,
Yeah,
we're marketers so we can see it, but to most people that just they're the consumer of that product, they just feel like, oh, that's a great video. Like,
How do you feel about the whole AI UGC and that?
it's definitely an ethical question that comes
isn't
into
it?
it here.
It really is, isn't it?
But it's interesting because I think from your perspective, where you're growing a brand, you've got a smaller budget to work with influencers to create, like, you have to have expensive cameras and lighting and a space and stuff like that. And for a lot of early brands, that might not get them off the ground because it's just the barrier to entry is too hard. So in that regard, I can see it as being a really valuable tool. On the flip side of that, because it's not authentic, like it's not
Real.
it's not a real person talking about the product.
There is a lot of people that are going to use it to mislead people.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. And this is part of a bigger question, really. Like, what, where's AI going? But I think it probably comes down to how the business owner uses the tool.
Yeah, and it always
Doesn't
comes
it?
down to that.
Really?
A tool is only as good as the person
Correct.
using it.
And the prompt behind it.
And so like the way I sort of look at it is I agree with you entirely. I look at it though, you either, like, I always come back to, I personally feel, if I'm to be perfectly honest, that I think that AI UGC and all that is completely disingenuous.
Yep.
Yeah, and but I look at it as well that if I don't change with the times, there's going to be a thousand other people be like, I don't care about your ethics and that. I'm doing this, and you're going to be left in the lurch.
Yeah.
And as much as I don't want to do that, I think that where I think the good compromise is a hybrid, where your business shouldn't be forever long-term focused on AI UGC. I think you should use, like, I love the thing of like AI, especially AI images. I think is awesome, where you get your image and you can change add a lovely background, make it look like a graphic designer's done the work. That I think is awesome. There's nothing wrong with that.
Well, it's built into Facebook now.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, really? I haven't seen that.
Yeah, it's there. Yeah, it's nowhere near as good.
I think
as
Canva and that have it, and everyone is sort of doing that. But it's where it's the video where it's like, it's where it does cause that ethical dilemma. But I just think that, well, if at the end of the day, like what you said, if you have genuinely good intentions, and that you are not going to mislead people, and it's just purely to help get people to be interested and engaged with your brand and what you're offering, I think that's fantastic.
Yeah, I think so too. And like, I think if the AI UGC is to just show the product in a way that people can see that it would be a good fit for them.
Yeah.
Like, if it's different, if the model's like, hey, and it's got this big long-winded script where it's like really trying to push hard for a sale, and it's entirely fabricated. I was like, well, that doesn't really sit right, does it? But if it's content that's just like, say, your pajamas, right? And it's just a person that's maybe doing a spin and just showing what the product looks like on the spot. I'm like, well, that helps people. So
Again, like it keeps coming back to like, for startup businesses,
yeah,
like we've sort of spoken about in past ones. At the end of the day, you want to test fast, validate
yeah,
fast.
that's right.
And that's the good thing with like AI UGC. If you went down the most authentic path and tried to get a photo shoot, get the photo shoot, all of that, that could take you months to
That's
then
right.
find out when you start running ads. It's like
It's a flop.
this is a complete flop.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think it's an amazing validation strategy.
Correct. Yeah. So with your clothing, like your pajama brand, I don't know if you've launched it yet, but
Not yet, no.
how many products will you launch with?
Total of 8.
Okay.
And there,
Yeah.
I'm actually there. I'm getting what I'm doing, and this is sort of what I recommend for a lot of people. I've got a real proper supplier. I'm getting the samples to check the quality.
Yep. Good.
And I'm actually just going to use those samples to then get on a white background, and then use AI models, and then make AI UGC from it, so that way I can test fast on a
Find
very
your winners.
Pardon?
Find like the winners.
Yeah,
in it.
and because I know that the product's like it's a big niche, and I just want to be able to test fast. It may still not work, I don't know, but that's what I like about this is it's a very like I could just buy a heap of inventory and all of that, but I don't want to run the risk of buying a heap of inventory to know that like I don't like this. This just is completely unprofitable. So that's where I love the AI UGC, where I can get the AI models to test fast, validate fast. Like, okay, great, I've gotten 4 or 5 purchases or something. What I might even do is I might like just refund those people or say, hey, look, we're waiting for stock to come in. Do you want a refund? Do you want store credit or, whatever they want? Because I don't want to piss them off.
Yeah, that's right.
Because I don't approve of that at all. But then I'll be like, oh, great. So it does work. Now I'll go buy stock and I'll still keep running AI UGC, but then as fast as possible transition to working with influencers and partnership ads.
Yeah.
So like I think we said this in one of the other ones where we had this sort of difference of starting strategy where I now prefer the starting strategy of that, doing sort of very nimble budget,
Yep.
just purely validation, and then moving to a
Like scaling up.
Scaling up with a more authentic model, right? That's what I think is the key.
Yeah. I think that's I think that's a great strategy. Like somebody, let's say they're wanting to start their first e-commerce brand. If they don't know about these AI tools, it really is a huge missed opportunity, really, isn't it? Because it's like they probably would go down that traditional route of like, getting the product from China, ordering a couple $1,000s worth of stuff, getting it here, working with their friends to create content and then take photo. And that's all, that'll probably work.
It does work, yeah.
But almost for somebody who wants to not shortcut, but like get to the part where it's like I've got a product that works.
Ours is a rapid is a rapid testing strategy, and that's the difference. Like my wife does not agree with sort of somewhat about how I'm approaching this. Like she's like she supports me, but she's like ethically I don't. It's funny. She's like I'm a marketer. She's a psychologist. Right? So
That's funny.
So and that's where we marketers we are sort of trained where it's like test fast, validate fast, scale.
Yeah.
And that's just sort of, I guess that's embedded in our blood, isn't it? And that, whereas like, look at it on the other end, like what you're saying, where some people would buy stock. My partner, she plans to build, she's building an e-commerce brand as well, but she's happy to wait a year or two. And I'm like, I don't know, maybe it's just how we've been different trained, but for me, I'm like, no, I want results now.
It's so funny. I must have got targeted yesterday on YouTube. There's this video that came up and it's talking about slow productivity.
Oh, yep.
And there's a book. Are you familiar with Cal Newport?
I can't say I am.
Okay. So he's a very good author. He's written a lot of successful books. And anyway, I purchased his new book. It's talking about slow productivity and like just that, it's the opposite of that kind of hustle culture type thing.
Yeah.
So I've just started reading.
There's value in that, that's for sure.
Oh yeah. It's just really interesting. Like, I think with online business, it's so easy to waste your time and money Because if your idea or your product isn't a good fit for your audience, you will waste a lot of time and a lot of money.
Yeah.
And like you've probably experienced that. I've experienced that. I know you've obviously like launched a lot of stores and products and stuff like that. And you've probably seen firsthand, you know, you will waste 6 months of your life trying to get something to work that's just maybe just never will work.
Yeah.
And I think that's where these AI tools and UGC come into it, because it's like I can test quickly and I can get validation quickly
On a very minimal budget.
on a minimal budget without having to work with all these people. I can do it all by myself or with a very small team,
Yeah.
and quickly find out if I've got a winner on
Yeah.
my hands.
And that's the thing. Like, to me, is that I think AI UGC and that can definitely help with scalability.
Yeah.
Absolutely as well.
Yep.
And I will always be sort of testing that. But I just think for me, it's more just to get the business moving. And then I personally just believe in that you should be 100%. Because, like, as I said, I've seen it, right? That you move to, like, UGC partnership ad, AI like, it's like 2x higher.
Yeah.
Because it's more authentic.
That's right. Yeah.
So, like, I always, when people do ask me, I'm like, start with AI UGC, but keep the vision of that, like, it's moving away from it, right? Like, not 100% relying on it. I think the businesses should still use it to some extent, but like most of the businesses I've seen that are using partnership ads, they don't use AI UGC because they just see partnership ads do so much better again.
Yeah. Well, it's got.
But again, that's when, you know, because to work with these influencers and stuff, you might be paying like 2, 4, 5, 10 grand.
Yeah.
So not many people have that budget to be like,
That's right. And then, you know, depending on how popular that influencer are, that they might want a percentage of the sale.
Exactly.
Like, you know, you think of, say, the Kardashians, right? You know,
I
they're
can't
at the
imagine.
top. They're getting like ridiculous money just for a single post.
and they have their own brands.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know,
So
anything they would touch would just turn to instant gold.
I know. Yeah.
Oh, it's just absolutely.
Maybe we should
insane.
send your pajamas to them.
Oh. Well, see, the pajama brand that I'm modeling, like the product quality is really, really good, and I'm getting some more samples hopefully next week. But like the business I sort of found it from, they're like Oprah Winfrey.
Oh, wow.
That's like they've been around for over 10 plus years.
Yep.
And that's where the other thing is as well, is I'm not expecting to take the whole piece of that pie, obviously. I'm just like, well, look, there's plenty of pie to go around. And if I can start with something like using AI UGC to then validate it, get it moving,
Yep.
and then scale it up, that's
Yep.
what I'm going to do. And so,
Yeah.
like, I just think that the future is that the other thing I just feel it's important to say is that I think we've said this in other ones too, is that I think we're going to see a lot more in the coming year or so, that all these platforms will have like a tick box or something where it's like, is this AI generated?
Yeah.
Is this not?
Yeah. I even think.
And that'll become compulsory. I
I think it'll be a compulsory. It's so funny. I was actually creating some images the other day in Gemini,
Oh, yep.
like Google Gemini,
Yeah.
and I noticed it's watermarking with the Gemini logo. And I was
Oh,
like,
really? I didn't know
yeah,
that.
just in the bottom right corner. I'm like, oh, funny. I said to the tool, I'm like, can you remove that watermark? And it came back. I was like, no, we can't. I was like, all right, fair enough.
go into Canva, use its magic eraser.
Yeah, should try that. But I was just thinking, you know, like, if you wanted to be completely transparent with your audience in the ads, you might even put something in the ad copy, like, you know, an asterisk. It's like, this was created with, you know, this video was created with AI. It's not a real model.
Yeah.
And like, you don't have to do that. No one's forcing you to do that. But, you know, if it was playing on your mind, that would be all you'd have to do.
And that's the thing that I think that's really important, that I think people need to also realize too. The AI UGC era is actually going to provide a lot of incredible opportunity for authenticity.
Yep.
So that, like, all these people that are 100% reliant on just, hey, I just want to run AI UGC for everything, and that, it does burn out. Right? Like these tools, one of them, you can literally, once you find a winning creative, you can do a remix where it just gets the same script and use a different actor. Right? That's how quick and amazing it is, right? But people will eventually, you know, see through it. And, like, you know, that at the end of the day, I just think that it's really important that from a marketing perspective, that you should use AI UGC to get business moving and keep using it to help you scale. But you should also be like, if I use authentic related content, that people will engage with that even more and it'll actually set you apart, because so many businesses are all just going to be all 100% AI this. Whereas at the end of the day, the people that you're targeting are people, are consumers.
They're real people,
and we want real connection.
I think this is also happening across social media in general. Like, I don't know, there was a big kind of, what would you call it? Not a push, but like it was popular on YouTube around like faceless YouTube content.
I've seen that's popping up big again on X and everything.
Okay, anyway, it was funny because like I looked at it, I'm like, oh yeah, okay, I see what they're doing. And even like some of the channels I follow on YouTube, like I notice what they're doing is they're grabbing like videos from other channels, mashing it together, like cutting it up, and then they'll use an AI script over the top.
Yep.
So to somebody that isn't aware of that, you'd probably watch it and you'd just be like, oh yeah, it's, you know, it's entertaining or whatever. But it just feels so robotic. No, there's no connection to it. There's no heart to it. You can't hear like, you know, like when somebody actually is speaking about a product that they've got and they really like, you can hear emotion in their voice. You can hear that, you know, oh, I got it because of this, and this, like that kind of experience. And it's funny because I, you know, I've got a small YouTube channel, and for a long time I'm like, you know, I really need to up my game and get really high quality and get expensive cameras, and you know,
you fall into that trap.
But I was noticing that content that literally, you know, probably when YouTube first started, that was just like really
someone with a camera just talking about something.
Yeah, like just very
shit audio, shit video.
Yeah. Like not it, and like it was just you could tell it was just like somebody in their kitchen just talking about
trying to help someone.
Yeah, just trying to help someone. And I was like, you know, I'm gonna pivot my content to that kind of like no fancy thumbnail, just really, you know, if I say and and I, you know, stumble over my words, I'm just going to leave it, because I feel like, you know, we're going to that really...
It's real.
It's real, yeah. It's kind of like we're going in the opposite direction. We've got AI doing this, and then it's like you've got people over here just making...
And that's what I mean by like, you know, people are craving more and more now.
Yes.
Real. You know, just real, authentic stuff. And that's where that I think that, like what you said with like YouTube faceless channels, like most of those faceless channels, like you just go on X and you just all of them that like it's just an entire niche of people that their only objective is they just want to monetize YouTube and make money. There's no, they couldn't care less about anything. No. And it's like, come on. You know, I watched a few YouTube videos from a channel I personally like. It's called Scary Interesting.
Okay.
Fascinating channel. The guy does a lot of research. It's faceless, but it's like
he does voiceover.
Yeah, he is, and it's really well done. Where it's like, for instance, it's all, as the name suggests, something scary, interesting. Where it was like this horrible thing that went wrong. He explains the whole story. It's really well sort of animated and scripted. I think that's fantastic.
Yep.
I have absolutely no problem with that. And that's completely faceless. And that guy's got like 2 million subs now.
Yeah.
It's these ones, again, where it's just, I just, like you said, just want to mash a heap of things, try and find a viral topic, whatever, with the sole perspective of, hey, I get as many views, monetize my channel, make money. Yep. People see through that eventually. And so does the algorithms as well. These channels and all of that, they end up getting banned, you know, and it's just not spoken about much. Like at the end of the day, it's very important that everyone understands that, like, for instance, with Shopify, right? So many people doing drop shipping or starting the business. Fantastic. But so many just keep abusing it. Then they get their accounts banned. Their business is gone, right? At the end of the day, what also prevails that will never be replaced is an authentic business, right? You just, and it's like you said, like your YouTube channel, it's doing better because it's authentic. And so I think that it's a balancing act of using both.
Just going to say the same thing. Yeah. It's a balancing act.
I just don't think that you should 100% lean into never doing, like, you know, authentic content. It should be a mixture because it protects your business. It helps you scale, test fast, validate fast, but you should never be 100% reliant on it, because we are now starting to see that like there's going to be a lot of compliance. There's going to be a lot of people getting burnt from it that are just like, I don't care about anything other than just using AI. So
yeah, I think you're right, mate. Yeah, I mean, we're probably already seeing it now where these big companies are in court and there's people are trying to regulate.
Really?
Yeah, like there's lots of like, you know, how do we ethically use AI? Like, where do we draw the line? Like that type of thing. It's I think honestly, I think if you were going to take anything away from this podcast episode, it's about how you use the tool, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, it's about like what's your motive behind the tool? Is it to create some UGC that will genuinely help people see how good the product is?
Kickstart your business that you wouldn't be able to get started.
Yeah, you know, you're not trying to deceive someone into like, you know, perfect example is you create a UGC piece of content that makes the product look like it's a million times better than what it actually is, and then people get it, and there's that, you know, that huge disappointment. It's like, oh, this is rubbish,
crap from China.
Yeah. But you know, if you've got a great product that people will actually love and get benefit out of, and like,
and they have a good experience.
Yeah, great experience. Yeah, I think that's what it's all about. Really.
And that's what I agree. Like, I think as the ending note is that, like, I think, feelings aside for AI UGC and that personally, it is a phenomenal way to get a business started. It is a phenomenal way to help grow a business. And at the end of the day, though, I guess, you know, as long as what you're saying in that ad, you are delivering, like, you know, whatever that might be, whether it's a physical product, a service, whatever that might be, then, you know, that's acceptable. Like, at the end of the day, that is. So, you know, I guess that's sort of just the reality of it as well.
Yeah. Do you want to make an episode down the track, once you've got your product and you launch with some AI UGC, should we do like a bit of an audit or a recap?
That's a good idea. Yeah,
of like
I'd love
how
that.
It goes.
Get your feedback too.
Yeah.
Free marketing
audit. No, I was just thinking, like, you know, you could talk about like what you tested, like the different videos, like how they went, what you said in the ad copy.
I actually am planning to do that for like one of my channels and that too. And I just think doing it here would be really good too. Because I want people to know how to do it as affordably as possible, because I'm trying to do it on a very limited budget.
Great.
Intentionally because it makes you be more innovative in your thinking
as you go.
Yeah. And I definitely, I think that'd be great.
Yeah, cool. All right. How far away is it?
The samples hopefully arrive next week. I'm still just finishing out the store. If I'm honest, I'll be after this working on that as well. But in terms of marketing, I'm hoping next week or something. So definitely in the next couple of weeks we'll be able to see. And it might fail miserably, but
that's a learning thing.
Yeah,
you know? It's
and I look at, like, I'm thinking total for the samples, the research, but I've learnt a lot and everything. I think I spent $500.
That's pretty good.
And that's what I mean. Like, you know, that's what I love about this is that you could, these days, like, if I wanted to like get an AI like photo shoot, for example, you could easily, in here in Australia especially, you could easily spend $500 on just the photo shoot.
Yeah.
So I'm able to get samples, build out my brand, start running ads for $500. Obviously, that's not including the ad spend, but and it's like that's pretty decent. And obviously, you could go even cheaper, but I think that you need to put at least some Anyway, I won't get into that today. But no, definitely, I think that that's something I would definitely love to share and get your feedback on it too.
Yeah, cool. I actually think it'd be really valuable for people that listen as well, is just like walking through the whole process of like, you know, how you came up with the idea, like ordering the product from wherever you got it from, getting it here, testing it, working with the vendor from overseas, taking your photos, using the tool, creating the marketing. I think people would love that. I think they'd eat it up.
Yeah. And I love doing it too, because it's a reminder of things that I should do too as well. So no, absolutely. I'd love to do that for sure. Awesome. And get your feedback too.
Yeah. I'll give you some feedback for sure. All right. Awesome. Leave it there.
Thanks for your time, guys.
All right. See you next episode.
See ya.
Cheers.